Yeah, good afternoon. It's Jim from JAGfx.com. It is Tuesday, the 16th of October 2018. This video is my longer weekly video where I go over every pair I'm looking at on both the daily charts on the high probability and also the mod MACD methods. I'll also have a look at some news, etc. So this is probably a 25 to 30 minute video. So we'll go to the news first. Interesting week. Not a lot of news, but we're already on Tuesday, and obviously you can see what's next. This is the Forex factory economic calendar. Normally what's next, it's in local time, so I'm in Vietnam, so that's Hanoi time if you're interested. The time now is 1:15 in the afternoon, so this will be 3:30, a couple of hours. But the big one, other than the FOMC meeting minutes out of the US, I only look at high impact news, the red stuff. You've got employment figures out of Australia. Then this one here on Thursday, all day Euro Economic Summit. Now, if you go here, I know there's some dramas in Italy at the moment, financial issues. So here we have, you just click on the little envelope here and it opens up what it's about. So they're going to be talking about Brexit and the economy. So this all happens on Thursday. So it could be a bit of a game changer for pound pairs or even euro, Swiss franc, etc. So just be careful. That's on Thursday. That's your EU Economic Summit. Now let's go to the charts and have a look. We'll start with the high probability daily charts. We'll go through each pair. So this is my profile. Obviously that's set up. You can see it's written down there. If the pair is indented, like short, like that, the title block, then that means there's no trade. If it's extended like these ones, then that means it's an open trade, at least one open trade on it. So we'll go through it. This is USD Japanese yen. There was a nice sell signal up here. I didn't take it. I had no divergence against the trend. So now looking for a buy, possible buy trade. What I do is I tend to draw, if you haven't seen my videos before, I draw my trend lines in, looking for potential setups. So it saves me doing it each time I go into the chart. I save these and just at a glance I can tell what I'm looking at. So you can see the trends going up slowly. You can see MACD's lower than price, so possible bullish divergence setting up. So that's just the way I look at things. Euro pound in a buy here, not going very well, a few pips down at the moment. My stops, my buys are normally in blue, so if you see blue lines, that's the intersection where they cross, that's my entry level. Any red dotted lines on these high probability charts, they're stops, the red dotted lines. You can see my notes. I write my notes on all these charts. If you're new to these videos, you can pause the video or slow it down, just read what I've done. It's all, I keep a running record. Pound yen, I was on a sell back here. I closed it out this morning. It was just going nowhere. It's been going sideways for a while. I'm concerned about the British pairs with Brexit indecision. I've got bullish JAGfx. That's that little blue line there this morning. Price MACD through the zero level, wasn't going to risk it, just closed out myself for a break-even trade, just get out. There's good sort of resistance up at this red line here. As you can see, I draw stuff in. New Zealand Swiss franc in a sell. Not going very well, not going too bad either. The stop's up here, so we're still a fair way from the stop. You can see it's starting to turn up a little bit on the MACD, as is price obviously. If I get a blue dot here and a green QMP dot, I will just close this trade out and wait for another possible sell. At the moment, still in sell mode, stop still a fair distance away, so we'll just wait and see. USD CAD in a buy. You can read what I've done. I've already closed a part of it by looks. Yep, closed half this trade. There's a stop jammed up here, so it's all pretty tight. It's shot up nicely, but now it's dropped away again, so just have to wait and see. Euro CAD, no trade. There was a buy signal here, too close to the moving averages, to my liking, didn't take it. See prices heading down. I'm not going to trade that close into the moving averages unless there's a spectacular looking setup somewhere down here. But you can see I drew the lines. The green trend lines normally mean looking for something bullish. Red trend lines mean I'm looking for something bearish. If you see an aqua or a bright blue one, that's just a general trend line. So here we go. There's Australian USD in a sell back here. I've already closed out part of it, and I've since taken a new buy trade. It's fully hedged, so I've locked in profit between the two. There is a stop on both. See, there's a stop for the buy, stop for the sell up here. Just waiting to see what happens. I'll probably end up closing out one of these. Ideally, I'd like to see price head up towards the MAs. The Australian dollar at the moment is a little bit soft, and people are reluctant to buy it, so we'll just wait and see. It could just roll over and keep on heading down. So it's just a matter of being patient now and seeing which direction it's going to take. Then I can take action on the other side of that trade. At the moment, fully hedged. Euro Swiss franc in a buyback here. When you see a grey vertical line like that, normally means something's happened that's got my attention, like there's a red dot above the zero level on the MACD Platinum. That means I'm starting to look for sells. I put a grey vertical line in. It just gives me a heads up that I'm looking. And in the meantime, I'm waiting for a red QMP dot somewhere up here. Hasn't presented yet. The last one was that green one down here. So I've got a buy, and it's just grinding up, and I moved my stop up this morning, so my stop's above my entry level. And even now you can see this red trend line. I could probably delete that because it's no longer. You could probably look at something like this now from it keeps on going up higher. Then it's possible divergence like this. You'll see. So MACD is heading down, price is heading up. So it's divergence. Price is heading up, MACD heading down. Get a red dot up here, I'll take that sell trade. But at the moment, until we get some confirmation, we're not taking a sell trade. So we're still in a buy, still in profit. New Zealand Japanese yen in a sell back here, already closed part of it, and now in a buy trade. So again, it's not a it's hedged, but it's not fully hedged. I think the buy was for 0.04. The sell was originally 0.05, but I've closed 2/5 of that, so I've only got the 0.03 on the sell side. But you can have a look here. You can read my notes. There's divergence on the buy side, and there's divergence on the sell side. You know, like people say, why don't you just close the sell? I could do that, and hopefully the buy will go in my favour. But for me, I do actually like the hedging part, and I can let it settle down for a bit. See, price is pretty close to these MAs already, so it could just get up there and just roll over. So the buy might not be the right option. It's a higher risk trade when I'm trading into the trend. So this is my safe trade to sell. So that's just the way I look at things. USD Swiss franc took a sell on this morning. MA is very tight. There's nice hidden bearish divergence there. I like the fact, you can see my notes there, the MACD is a long way above the zero level. It's turned over nicely, heading down. Now whether the price keeps on heading down, who knows. Already it's gone against me a little bit. Nothing too drastic. Stops up here, so still pretty comfortable with that. It's a new trade this morning, so they tend to go against you right from the get-go anyway. Pound Aussie, have a look at this thing. She's going pound Aussie, pound USD, sorry. She's going sort of sideways there. There's no real clear trend. So I'm just sort of staying out a couple of these at the moment. Euro's pretty much the same. You know, it's been in a bit of a sideways. You're right trading that in the 1 hour chart, but the daily chart, a little bit hard, nothing to get excited about. Buy signal here, but again, in the downtrend, I'm not going to trade into those MAs. Euro, Aussie, it was a buy, last signal was a buy signal here. I thought about it, but price was too close to this previous high, and you can see what happened. It could head up there, but it just wasn't worth the risk for me. So wait and see if this high here holds, gives us that divergence. You can see the high price has gone up, same level. The MACD nowhere near it, big divergence there. Euro yen in a sell. Probably should look at moving my stop down on this. Already closed part of it. There was a new blue dot on the MACD platinum this morning. Technically, I should be looking at moving my stop within, at least within the point of entry level. Get it on this side. I may do that tomorrow. I'll just have a look, see if I'm bringing it in. But it's looking all right at the moment. That's a euro yen. That's a sell. Pound Swiss new sell signal. I'll just move this out of the way. New sell signal this morning. Don't like this big gap here. Not sure what caused that. Sorry, that was yesterday. New sell signal yesterday. That was Monday. That's a weekend gap. Sorry. Yep, I'm with it now. This is Tuesday's candle. So a lot of gaps will get filled, and this one's just about, looks like it's been filled already. Which basically all that means is that's where the market's closed on Friday, at that level where my crosshair is. Monday it's open down here. It's had a bit of a spurt up, but then it's closed. Sorry, it's open here. Had a spurt up, and it's closed here. Now, between that high and that low on Friday, that's a gap. There's a weekend gap. It's only 20 odd pips. Generally, not all the time, a lot of the times these gaps will get filled, and they normally get filled fairly quick or fairly early in the week. And it's just about filled. And all it means is filled means price has been in that same gap. It's very rare you see long gaps in Forex. It does happen, especially on weekends, but generally they're filled. So that gap's now been filled, and what may happen now, it may roll over, may not. I'm just not taking, I didn't take that trade yesterday, that sell, even though there's bearish divergence, price has gone up. Price has stalled around the 240 LMA. Between the gap, the news, Brexit, problems, it's another pound pair. I'm just reluctant to take pound trades at the moment. I'll take a few, but not too many. Moving on, CAD, Japanese yen. Nothing much happening here. It's come down nicely. Possibly now looking for a buy here. Price, the MAs are sort of up and starting to spread. We've got lower lows on the MACD platinum and price higher lows. Potential, we still need confirmation. And if you have a look at this trend up and down, you know, if you just throw a fib on, I think you'll probably find it's at the 61 area or whatever. 61.8, yeah, look at that, spot on. Not something I use all the time, fibs, but every now and then I just throw them on the chart. I like the whole concept of charting and that. So, and it's what I originally learned to trade was on fib levels and that. Moving on, AusCAD in a buy here. It's a high risk trade. Trend is down. That's hence it was only a 0.5% risk, and it was going up sort of okay. Now we're stalling. Had that little spike up. What do you call those candles? Everyone's got a name for them. To me, it's bearish. It's proven it today again, but it's not moving that much, so it's nothing to be concerned about as yet. Stop in place down below the lows. My concern is the MACD is through the zero level, so tomorrow, depending on how this looks, I may just say that enough's enough and just close out. There's always another day to trade. Oz Swiss in a sell, not setting the world on fire, right at my entry level at the moment after about a week and a bit. Stop, there you can see the trend. It's still come up, went down, it's still going back to that 50. MACD still heading down, so it's all good still. Oz yen in a sell back here. This morning we've got the new blue dot on the MACD platinum below the zero level, hence the grey line. Move my stop down to just above this candle here, so I'm locking in profit. I've already closed a little bit. Now I'm locking in a little bit more and potentially looking for a buy here. Again, bullish divergence. Potentially, again, got to wait for confirmation, which would mean in this case a green QMP dot The trend is down, so you don't want to get too quick on these counter trend trades. Swiss Japanese yen in a sell back here. It's going nicely. Come down, stalled around the 240 LMA. Got a stop in place now. So that was moved yesterday. Blue dot on the MACD platinum. Very familiar theme. So that means take action. Now looking for buys, hence that grey line. Euro New Zealand. There was a sell signal on that this morning. Didn't take it. It's just too close to this 50 EMA, too close to EMAs. Even though it's probably decent divergence, bearish divergence there. We're against the trend, so it's a high risk trade going towards this MAs. And the MACD platinum, I would prefer to see it above the 0 level. It doesn't necessarily have to be with divergence, but it's not a pretty enough setup for me to take. No need to risk stuff that you don't have to. CAD Swiss in a sell from last week. Even though the MACD is heading down nicely, price is not playing the game. Look at the MA, super tight now. So we've got to stop way up here. Low risk trade, 0.5%. So it's not that far above my entry. Nothing to be concerned about as yet. New Zealand USD. Probably, I thought about taking this buy because there was a bit of wiggle room up to the MAs. There was divergence the way down there, and I knew the Kiwi would form a fair bit, but I didn't take it. Probably could have got a few pips out of that, but I think I took the Aussie too, and the Aussie and the New Zealand sort of tend to work together, so get too much correlation, no use risking double. So I didn't take it, and look, I think it's not a bad trade actually. Wouldn't have been a bad trade. But look at the trend. Trend's down. Pound Aussie. Sell signal this morning. Again, there's that divergence. Much better setup than the Euro New Zealand. This blue line, I think that's look, it was a previous resistance level. It got broken, but now price came back to it, so it may be support now. It's hard to tell. I just left it in there. Again, it's a pound pair. I'm reluctant to take it. It's a high risk trade against the trend. The trend's now starting to head up. So I'm playing it safe. I'm just not taking the trade. And again, there's that gap from the weekend. That gap's now been filled. All the little things add up. Pound CAD. Look, it's similar setup. There's no sell signals yet. But this one, the trend is down. I think the pound Aussie's up. I'm just looking at the MAs here, just give me a bit of an idea, even though it's been a bit sideways. Whereas the pound CAD's heading down. That's a 240 at the top there. Price has gone up to 240. So if there was a sell trade come say Thursday or something like that, that might not be a bad trade to take. I like the pound pairs, but I just don't want to load up with them, that's all. Pound New Zealand, so here's another one. I'm in this one. So I'm picking and choosing what. Again, regular bearish divergence, high highs on price, lower highs on the MACD platinum. And this thing can move too, but it went down nicely and looked like it was making a few pips, but today's candle's a bit here going, so not too sure about that. But we're in a sell, stops up here. I may look at reducing the risk on this come Thursday, see how we go. New Zealand CAD in a buy back here, and that was another reason I didn't take the New Zealand USD because I was in this trade also. It's a good setup. It's come down a long way, this pair. Quite happy to trade it up towards 50 EMA, and it's heading that way now, so it's good. Price, the MACD is just about through the 0 level, so I may reduce the risk on this tomorrow, see how we go. Aussie New Zealand, this thing's been going sideways for a while. I'm starting to dislike this pair, and I used to like it, but it's going sideways at the moment. No clear signals, so I'm just not going to risk anything at the moment, just staying out. So I'll just switch over to the Mod MACD charts. Now, I've had a couple of questions lately. What's the difference between the Mod MACD system that we're about to look at now and the high probability? The high probability is probably my preferred method. I could trade both, and I do trade both, but I prefer the high probability. Just a bit more discretion involved, probably gets you into trades a little bit sooner. There's a bit more to look at, whereas this one is more mechanical. It'll get you into trades later and will generally keep you in a trade longer. The high probability system, I can trade just about on any time frame, any direction, whereas this one, once you get in the below an hour, you've got to be a bit more choosy in how you trade. You've got to pick ones with a decent trend. It'll chop you around a bit, so just be careful. Before I go into the ModMACD daily, the high probability, these have been run on a demo account now, so I've got it hooked up to a demo. I'll just reset these, make sure they're all up to date. It's a 10,000 demo. I just want to tighten up my risk on trades, etc. Previously, when I was trading on a live account, a small live account, I was just trading the same position size on every trade. And it probably is not a good example. So now I've just put it onto a demo. It's a 10,000 demo. You can see all the details here. Small leverage, only 1 to 30. You can see my results over here to date. These are my baskets of trades. You can pause this video and read all this if you want. Here's my current open trade. So these are all the ones that are on the shared spreadsheet. It's available to anyone in the Facebook group. So here's my results, open trades. This is all in pips. I don't bother about looking at dollars. You can see my equity, balance, all my margin levels, etc. It's all there. All right, let's move on. The ModMACD, we'll rip through these a lot quicker because this is, as I said, this is a mechanical system. It's got straightforward rules. I'll explain a couple of them to you, but generally it's all the same. So this is the USD Japanese yen. We're in a sell here, and it's just come down a little bit, and today it's starting to pop up. So basically, for a trade on this, the main indicator is this fast MACD, the middle one here. Has to be confirmed through the zero level. So obviously down, a red dot, confirmed, will give me a possible sell signal, green one, buy signal. So that's the main part of this whole system, this fast MACD. There's other criteria. Now we don't need all the other criteria to be met, but we need the majority of it. So there's 3 other criteria, at least I need at least 2 of them. So for a sell, a red QMP dot up here, that's one criteria which was met. It was obviously back here. A close below the 25 SMA, which is the brown moving average, and that was met. So that's a second part of the criteria. And the third one, the standard MACD, prefer to be in a sell mode. So this was in a sell mode, so all criteria is met. I need this and at least 2 of the other 3 to be met for a trade to be signaled to be valid. So all 4 criteria is met there, take it. It is a high risk trade, trading into the 240 LMA or against the 240 LMA, so you can see my notes there. So we're in a sell, USD Japanese yen. Pound yen in a sell this morning. I didn't particularly like this trade, but the criteria is met. I took it. I may regret it, but at the moment, still a valid signal. USD CAD in a buy, not going well either. And what gets me out of a trade, if it's not a trailing stop or a partial close as I go along, it will be an opposite cross on the fast MACD. As soon as I see that, I'm out. And when I say see it, I mean it has to be confirmed. So close of a candle. Euro CAD in a buy, going nowhere. You can have a look. You can just pause the video and have a look at these trades. I do post all my new trade screenshots in my Facebook group, and they're in a shared folder available to anyone. You go into the files in the Facebook group, you can look back all the history of all my trades. They're all there on the daily charts. Aussie USD in a sell, already closed 2/3 of it. Now stop and place, black dotted line on these charts. As you can see, price went through here and it's now meandering around. Euro Swiss in a buy. You can read my notes, close 2/3 of this trade already, stop and place, it's just meandering. New Zealand yen In a sell, already closed 2/3, stop in place. Not looking that good, but made some small profit on already. USD Swiss franc in a buy, closed 2/3 with the Swiss franc. This black full line up here is parity, 1.00000, 1 for 1. Stop in place. Pound USD in a buy, going sideways. Euro USD in a sell, already closed out 2/3 of it, hadn't gone anywhere, but I'm just reducing my risk. Stop in place. Euro Aussie in a buy back here, again going nowhere. Fast MACD still above the 0 level, so it's still a valid signal, still in it. Euro Yen in a sell, closed 1/3, stop in place. You can see it's going nowhere. And when I say you can see it keeps on a trend longer, look at this. See this one here is a buy back here, say for example. I took that buy, even though price went up there, came down, didn't cross, even though it came very low, below my original point of entry, and shot up there nicely. So as long as this fast MACD stays above, then we're good. So it can keep you in a trade a bit longer. Pound Swiss, nothing. CAD Japanese yen in a sell, not looking that good, not looking that bad either. Oz CAD in a sell, already closed out 2/3 of it, stop in place there. Looks like it was going to get stopped out yesterday, but again it's rolled over. You just want to give yourself a bit of wiggle room with these stops. You want to keep it above the 25 SMA. So if it pokes through like it did there, it's not going to take you out. You don't want to bang it right up behind the 25 SMA. Oz Swiss in a buy here, going nowhere really, but it's got potential. Oz Yen in a sell, come down. I think I've already closed out 2/3. You can read my notes. Stop in place up here. Swiss Japanese yen, this was not a bad little trade. Took a sell, rode it down to 240 LMA, which is ideal. Always talk about it as a potential target. Not that I'm a target trader, but that to me is like a magnet sometimes. Closed out 2/3, stop up here. Euro New Zealand in a buy, not looking that well. Sort of meandered, went up, down, it's been heading down. There's a good chance it may cross tomorrow, whereas I'll close out of that trade for a loss. But this little candle here is looking, probably some people, that candlestick traders will look at that and go, oh, that could be bullish and it might just pop up, and this might cross, might not happen. So we'll see what happens. CAD Swiss in a buy, already closed 2/3, stop in place. Probably move that stop up above the entry level. As long as that 25 SMA is setting up, you can just trail it behind there somewhere. New Zealand USD, sell, close 2/3, stop in place, not going anywhere. Pound Oz in a buy, close 2/3, stop here. It's not probably close enough. Even if I got stopped out, I'd probably lose on this trade overall. It was it's a pound trade. Pound CAD, same deal, already closed out in a buy, head up, went up to 240 LMA. That would have been a reason for me to close out 1/3 of that trade. Dropped down today, it was looking weak yesterday. Another third close, stop up here. It's below the 25 SMA. If it takes off, I'll be on it still with 1/3 of a trade still. Pound New Zealand in a buy, close 1/3, stop, long way away still, but it's looking a little bit better today. The pound's starting to get a bit of strength. It may still have to fill this gap here. Might head up again. You're probably sick of hearing me talk about the pound. New Zealand CAD, it wasn't a sell, it was stopped out. It looks like there's a strong chance maybe in buy mode tomorrow. You can see here, right? See this green dot on the fast MACD. That's mid candle, so I can't take the signal as yet. I have to wait for that to be confirmed. So when this tomorrow's candle opens, if this dot's still there, then that's confirmed. Then I'll look at the other criteria. So the standard MACD is in buy mode at the moment. It's also got a green QMP dot, and looks like we may close above the 25 SMA, so more than likely a buy trade tomorrow. And my old mate, the Aussie New Zealand, I was in a buy, closed out this morning when I got this sell signal, so I took a sell this morning on this red line. Not that impressed with it. Price is right on the 240 LMA. If I got up about an hour and a half earlier, I might have got up here a bit better price, better fill. It's just the chances you take. Not being at the open of the daily candle, it could go in your favour, it could go against you. It normally works out in the wash. So that's it, guys, for the weekly video. Thanks for watching. I know they're pretty long and they're probably a bit boring. If you're trading like me, they're not boring, though. It's all good. So if you do like these videos, please subscribe. If nothing else, hit the like button. Anyone that watches these videos, you're more than welcome to join the private JAGfx Facebook group. You'll see under the video too, I've got some links to my results I share. You can the Facebook group where I post all the screenshots, post all these videos, and we also go in a bit more. People ask questions, obviously, in that. Same in the Telegram group. I'm not a huge fan of Telegram, but it seems to work out all right. I just copy and paste everything. And that's it. Life's good. Be careful on Thursday. Good luck if you're in Europe, and just be careful of those pound pairs. If you want to trade them, just don't load up on 5 of them or something like that. Just be smart about it. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Cheers.